Okay, so in this tutorial number 11 of NumPy, we are going to join NumPy arrays. So how to join NumPy arrays? We will use some functions. So it's mean that joining means putting contents of two or more arrays in a single array. So if I want to concatenate, or you can say join two arrays, then I will be using some methods of NumPy. When we use SQL, we join table based on a key, whereas in NumPy, we join arrays by access. So we pass a sequence of arrays that we want to join to concatenate function. Means we will use this concatenate function and some others along with the access. If access is not explicitly passed, then it will take 0 by default. So let's do that practically. First example is join two arrays. So let me import here numpy as np. Now arr1 will be my first array. By the help of numpy array function, I will generate it. So 1 2 3, suppose these three elements. Now again I have another array and I will generate it again by the help of numpy array function. So it will be suppose 4 5 6. Now what I will do, let me create another array. Let's say new arr. Now here I will use np.concatenate. I will press tab so that it suggests me this function. Now within this I'll be using parentheses so that I can pass both array arr1 and arr2. So now let me print it arr. Now what will do this concatenate function? It will do nothing but simply concatenate. It means join these two arrays element. So it will give me one dimension array, as you can see 1 2 3 4 5 6. So basically what happened here, this concatenation function, that is numpy function, concatenated joined these two array. Now we have to join 2D arrays using access 1. So this is first array, 2D array, this is second one. Now I will be using the same method ar new arr np dot let me tab concatenate and let me pass here arr1 arr2. But first let me print it without access, so that we can check what will happen. So new arr and press. As you can see, we have concatenate, we have joined these two arrays. But the difference is, here you can see 1 2, first printed 1 2, the first row is 1 2. Now the second row is 3 4. So it's mean that it has grabbed the first two rows from the first array, and after that the same method for the second array. I want to grab this axis along with this one, and again this axis along with this one. So for that we have to use outside of the inner parenthesis comma, then axis, that is you can say a parameter that takes this concatenate function, and I will assign here 1. It's mean true. So enter, and it will give me 1 2 5 6. As you can see, this part 1 2 and 5 6. After that in the second row it will give me 3 4 and 7 8, this row and this row. Okay, let me zoom in a bit, let me zoom out a bit. Now this time we will using joining arrays using stack function. Now what it will do, so stacking is same as concatenation. Stacking is also used for joining arrays, but the only difference is that stacking is done along a new axis. Now what does it mean? We will see. We can concatenate two 1D arrays along the second axis, which would result in putting them one over the other. When I want to concatenate one array with another array using stacking method, then it will put each element of the first array over the other. This is stacking. So we pass a sequence of arrays that we want to join to the stack method along with the axis. If axis doesn't exist explicitly, or means doesn't pass explicitly, then it will take again 0 as a default. So here let me remove this part from here. Okay, now this is our, we have two arrays arr1 and arr2. So let me generate here new ARR, and here let me use this time instead of concatenation, let me use here Hstack and pass ARR1 and ARR2. So first let me print without passing access so that we can see what will happen. As you can see, we have generated this array 1 2 3. It's just grab this first row and again the second, so it has taken the first row element from the first array and again this row elements from the second array. But I want here one over another. I want this one with this one, this over this one, and this element over this one. So this do stack, but you have to pass here access. So access will be again true and enter. As you can see, 1 4, 1 from the first array, 4 from the second array, 2 5, 2 from the first array, and 5 from the second array. Again 3 6 from first and second array. Okay, now stacking, we will be using the stacking method, but this time along rows. Now what does it mean? So NumPy provides a helper function that is Hstack to stack along rows. H stands for horizontal, so I want horizontally stacking. So if I remove this part from here, now again we have these two arrays. And what I want, let me create here new array and p dot. This time I'll be using as stack. So in that I will pass ARR1, ARR2. After that, let me print it without access and let me write here new ARR and press. As you can see, what does this NumPy provides function that is Hstack do? It stack along rows. So it has taken this row and this row and it has returned us a single row. But if I want to pass here access, so I can do it. Access will be true and enter, and it will give you an error. Whenever you use this Hstack method, then you don't need to pass access because it's only work on horizontal, so their access won't work. That's why I printed first time Hstack without access, so that you can easily understand the difference. So stack and Hstack has only this difference. When you use stack, then you have to pass, you can pass access, but when you want to use Hstack, then you don't need to use access, otherwise it will throw you an error. Okay, now stacking along columns. So this time it will do the same work, but we will use this function that is Vstack. As I have already written here, Vstack do the same work, but this time it will, let me change my new ARR, and with this I will use here np dot Vstack. So it do the same work but vertically, you can say as a column. So let me print it, new ARR and enter. As you can see, it has grabbed these arrays but column wise, as you can see here, right here. So when you use Hstack, so let me use Hstack and it will generate a single row from both arrays, but I want vertically, means column wise, so I will use Vstack, yani means vertical stack, so it will do this one. Okay, now stacking along height, what does it mean? So when you want to generate height, or you can say depth of your array while concatenating, joining, stacking, then you can use another function that is Dstack. It will stack your arrays along with height. So let's do that. So let's say this is our new array, and here I will use Dstack, and within this Dstack I'll pass ARR1 and ARR2 without access. You can't pass access while using Dstack, Hstack, Vstack. So here what I will do, I will simply print this one and it will return me this array. So the first row, this is 1 2 3, this row has 3 elements, that is from ARR1. Now here you can see it has printed as column wise but with height 1 2 3, and from the second row it has grabbed these elements, second array row it has grabbed these elements but printed column wise with height. So 4, 5, 6. Now it's time to do exercise. So this exercise you have to put down, you have to write down in the below comment section. This is first array. Okay, this is first array and this is second array, and I have all written the command. Now what will you do? Use a correct numpy method to join these two arrays into a single array. So you have to type here, right here, you have to type something. So see you in the next video.